Number 13. I can list every sci-fi anti-hero and every anime pretty boy under the sun, but that still doesn't change the fact that deep down, I'm an Essex boy. 3, 2, 1, hey. I've met someone who makes me feel seasick. Oh, what a skilled have, what a skilled sir. Number 13 is Will Mackenzie from the hit show The Inbetweeners. Okay, don't laugh. There's excellent character work in The Inbetweeners that only sad comedy nerds like me make time for. Back in school, I distinctly remember once being referred to as a Will. Well, the joke's on them. I was a textbook Simon. Anyway, I'm Sam, school was hell, here's funny fellow joke boy John D with his Inbetweeners book report.
That was gross, man. That was gross. I almost want to start it again and remove that burp because it sounded fucking foul. The Inbetweeners first aired when I was in year 7 and finished when I was in year 10. For those few years, and still to an extent now, it was something of a cultural phenomenon for people my age. It seemed like literally everybody both watched and enjoyed the show. It was common ground for teenagers with nothing else in common. My favourite sitcom is Peep Show, which seems to have surged in popularity in the last few years thanks to Netflix, but back in school, I could only discuss it with a select few fellow social retards. The Inbetweeners, however, was a universal language. The show had broad appeal because it offered a little something for everyone. On the surface, the humour is very crude and teenage, but look a little deeper and there's a heartwarming level of sincerity to the boys and their interactions. If you're just in it for the punchlines, there's an abundance of gags about shagging mums and inappropriate boners and shitting yourself in an exam. But beyond that is a very relatable story about young men who crave acceptance due to their various insecurities and character flaws.
And at the centre of the show, Will Mackenzie, an odious little toad of a character. He is a familiar evil. Constantly elitist, cowardly and snide, here is a character that has nothing to be smug of, and yet jaunts himself around the lowly commoners of the comprehensive.
The beauty of Will's character is how simultaneously sympathetic yet unlikable he is. He is the punching bag not only at school but within his own meagre circle of friends, and he wears his desire for approval on his sleeve far more than Simon or Jay do.
Indeed, the best thing to ever happen to this character was him somehow finding 3 other mugs to hang out with him, and yet by episode 4, he's already stabbed them in the back.
But these sad facts are paired with what is sometimes an incredibly nasty personality. He looks down on garage workers, caravan club members and Warwick University students. In the first episode of Series 1, Will is painfully honest with a bartender about his desire to latch onto the Inbetweeners as a means of surviving sixth form. Will's transparent desperation to avoid loneliness is the catalyst for everything from bunking school to getting drunk underage to destroying flowers with a golf club. But before you can feel too bad for Will, he reminds you that he is manipulating the others just as much as they manipulate him. When Will wants to improve his social standing by going clubbing, or complete his Duke of Edinburgh in a care home to impress a girl, or even just ride the roller coaster, his friends become an exploitable resource.
Will Mackenzie's sad little existence is a great cautionary tale for young people and elitism. Just a genuine case of privilege that honestly needs bumping on its ass. Especially when he's a character who knows what he's doing even less than most. For every dick joke, there's a real kind of sincerity to the Inbetweeners. It's crass, sardonic, brutally honest, but also so incredibly authentic. I feel well and truly exposed on screen. No fewer than 3 times, actor Joe Thomas seems to have mockingly parodied me through 3 major stages of my life. As a character in a cringe comedy, there is no real need for Will to grow as a human being, but yet he does. Best moment of the series is when he explores Neil's personal philosophy on life.
And then after that I just stopped worrying about stuff. You only get one go round, I reckon. When you're dead, you're dead. So you can spend your time thinking about how things haven't gone perfect, or you can just get on with it, have a laugh and that. That's what I do. I'm pretty happy. You are, aren't you? Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Your teen comedy movie stopped for a pensive moment because Will is a character who needs to interact with different kinds of people. Simply being around and listening to others will teach you a good lesson in humility. And you know what? I probably needed to hear that at some point. To be blunt, there isn't as much to The Inbetweeners as I would like. Will's character arc actually probably looks like this, with the second movie being completely, utterly useless. But the show is close to home, it's well written, it's snarky. And a time capsule for me and every other painfully straight teenage boy at that age. But as a kid, I analysed The Inbetweeners because I wanted to analyse my own life. And I think that's adorable and hilarious, and so very, very sad. But the handful of times these characters actually listen and grow up, acting on their insecurities, channeling their parents, or just, whatever Neil's doing, then they find their own tiny little wins. And they make me so indiscriminately happy.
The Inbetweeners was invaluable to me growing up. Not only was it fucking hilarious, but it reassured me of two important things. That there were other people out there just as insecure and disillusioned as I was, and that as dreadful as high school sometimes felt, it could be much, much worse. He can fuck off with his Yoda impression though, that soon fucking bites. That one's rough to watch. I like my cringe humour, man. I watch The Office, the UK one all day. You know, as I said, I'm a big Peep Show guy. But man, I actually put physical discomfort when Will does that fucking Yoda thing, man. That's a brutal scene.